Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Shuaib Khan. Today I have got a very interesting and special tutorial for you guys. In this tutorial we will be creating 3D particles in 3D Studio Max, and these particles will be following a path, and this is what I have done. So as you can see, these particles, they are being born and then they are following a path, and the rest of the stuff is done in After Effects. So as you can see, these particles, they look very complicated, but believe you me, they are not. They are very simple particles, and I can teach you how to do them in a very simple way. So get yourself a cup of coffee and meet me in 3D Studio Max. So here we are in 3D Studio Max, and this is how the whole project looks like. As you can see, the particles are being born and then they follow a path, and then there's a camera, and then there's a debris also coming out of the particles. So let's start the process. Let's not waste any more time and get on with it. Okay, so let's reset it. Particle system. So in it we just get PF source, and in the center we create a particle flow system, and as usual it always pointed downwards. So what we can do is just move it up. This is a snap tool, just snap it, so it just snaps it, and we just move it up. You can do that in particle flow as well by reversing the speed, but I like it this way. Okay, so now you need to just centralize it. Just go here and say 0, y coordinates, x coordinates 0, so it's all centralized in 3D world space. So as you can see, it's a burst of the particles going out. First create the path that we want the particles to follow. So let's start from here, and this process is entirely up to you and what kind of path do you want to draw. Okay, so now just copy paste all the paths, make 4 paths. This is a cool way of actually centralizing the pivot point. If you go to the pivot point and select the pivot, and then go to Effect Pivot Only, and then what you do is you need to centralize this pivot point with the particle system pivot point, so that if you do a mirror of this path, it will automatically adjust itself on the other side. What you need to do is to align it. So you go to Align tool and select particle flow, and then you go to X position, Y position, and then you say pivot point. Sorry, if you see now the pivot point is set now. So now we go back. Now if you mirror it, you don't have to adjust it. It's exactly there. So otherwise it would have been here or there, you know, but now it's exactly on the point. So now we go to the top viewport, and another one, just rotate this time to make other paths. I hope you all are following me. Click Shift and Snap tool is on, and here we go. So make a copy, and now we just again mirror it to the other side as well, and we've got our 4 parts that the particles will follow. And then you can in your own time create nice looking parts, and you can create even more parts, and then you can make your particles to follow these parts. So now what you do is just select your particle system and go to Modify and then Particle View. So let's first thing first, all the particles will look similar, so what we need to do is we just drag the shape and put it in main source, so that every time if we create a new event, then we have to again create a shape and then the display. So since we have one material and one shape, which is the box, so which is why we drag the shape and the display on the top already, so that it applies to all the chain system that we are going to create now. Let's first set the timeline. From here you set the timeline to, I work with PAL, so it's PAL, because in UK, London is PAL. Set the time to 120 here. So we go to birth. In birth, let's say the emit, it should stop 120, because that is the length of our timeline. As you can see now, particles are being born, they keep on being born and they don't stop. What we need to do is that position, we got a position, and now right now is volume, we say pivot point, so it's just one straight line, as you can see, like that. Okay, and now speed along arrow icon, that's what we don't need, because this will be replaced by speed by icon. This is the thing that will make the particles follow the path. So drag this and put on top of it like a red line, so that it replaces that speed icon, speed by speed icon. Click on it, just leave everything as it is, there's nothing here to change, but still you can do your experiments by just playing around with this section here. Okay, now once you create this speed by icon, it gives you another icon down here, which is this. As we have selected it, the name of it is speed by icon 01. It's called speed by icon. Now once it is selected, you go to animation, go to constraints, and say path constraint. So there's this pick kind of a thing that, and then you select line, any line, let's say line 1. As you can see, it has already started, following the line. So if you see the shape, you got display, and you say geometry, then you'll see the geometry following the path already, like a snake. But we don't need the shape as tetra, we need cubes, right? Here we go. So, but we don't need rotation as well, so we go to spin. So let's replace rotation with spin. So if we go to spin, right now it's 360, which is a bit too much, so we go to, let's say 100, and we go to 10, and let's change the spin axis to speed space, yeah, and then we change these numbers to 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so if we follow speed space follow, what happens? I quite like that. Okay, well, we need to scale it down. So if we go to scale, now we need to scale it down since they are too big. You can also scale it down from shape, yeah, but it doesn't give you the option of variation. So we leave it as it is in the shape. We just add another operator, which is scale operator. So if we turn down the scale to, let's say 30, right, and this is a cool thing, which is scale variation. And so some of the particles are now, you can see, are small, and some are like big.